Good evening, welcome to Blutzol Feuerball, which is tonight rather Blutzol Featherball, because we are playing Wingspan. And not just any Wingspan, we are playing a tournament game against fellow German Wingspan player, Wingspanner. And this is, I think, round 4 of a best of 3 single elimination tournament. So, let's roll. Also, Reds J, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you... Did you just follow before I started? Amazing. In any case. So, yeah, this will be a best of 3 match. So we're playing at least 2 games, maybe 3, and only 1 player will advance. Our round goals are: for the first round, player with most birds in the grassland, then player with the most birds in 1 row, player with most food in the supply, players with most birds in the forest. So the round goals are not about eggs, but rather about playing birds. The tray is rather mediocre, so in the Robin is a fine card. Although I'd usually wouldn't want to invest in action to draw it. Just checking with my opponent whether the invitation has worked, because if it didn't, then everything I just said about the setup, the round goals and the tray is irrelevant, because then I would have to start a new game. But let's assume for a moment that this is not the case. So yeah, for the moment I cannot tell anything, because I wouldn't want to draw anything off the tray, so I'll have to wait for my opening hand to reveal its greatness to me. So, while my opponent is choosing, I'll quickly take care of my beverage setup and be back in a sec. So I have returned. My opponent has not made a decision, as it seems. So I hope this will happen in the near future. Because, I can tell you, like, for maybe 5 more minutes about this beautiful game, this bird feeder, or the trivia about the horned lark, which I'm sure is a magnificent bird outside of Wingspan, especially if you know that they form large nomadic flocks mixing with other bird species. Righty. So my opponent has texted me that 3 minutes ago they received the message that they are in. So they are choosing, and apparently, hopefully, the fact that they are choosing for 3 minutes now means that it isn't bloody obvious. Right. So I'd like to hit the fast forward button, but I don't have one, so I tell you about the robin, which is very important because folklore says the good or bad fortune you bring to a robin will come back to you, which means when we don't pick this, what does that mean? That we won't be picked when the next school football team is drafted, or maybe. What does it mean when our opponent picks the robin? Also, hi IDK, nice to have you here. And off we go! Ooh, that's actually not the worst hand. Black-headed gull is annoying as fuck, so I'm happy that I have it and not my opponent. Yeah, this seems to be my main source of food. What did they keep? 3 food and stuff. So this might be that they take the robin, play the robin, and then black-headed gull is a bit sad. But if they do that, it only makes sense if they also use the robin. So it shouldn't be too bad, actually. I will definitely also pick the barn swallow because it's just great. And participating in the first round call is also not the worst thing. So that could be the white-throated swift or the California condor. Condor has the merits of being free. White-throated swift is kind of nice, especially when bird counter is our bonus card. And I think I go for the swift. And not take the condor because I will want to play the black-headed gull as my first action. So, this it is. Okay, our opponent has 3 food in the reggae colors, which they could maybe use to draw and play the robin. Maybe it's much more evil. Maybe they have a wood duck. So if they start out by picking the wheat, then we know it's wood duck time. This is not the case. So we just play a black-headed gull. They will play the robin now, which means that my next action won't be drawing cards because they won't have any food left. But my next action doesn't need to be draw cards because I can just lay eggs. Drawing cards with discarding an egg is much more fun because it's 2 cards. And if the opponent doesn't pick up any food, then I'll just pick up food and get a grub. So they also laid eggs, fair enough. And then I take this one. If they continue to refuse to pick food, I might pick up another grub so that I am supplied with all the fun that I need. But that's a bit too proactive, I think, because if they don't take any food, they do now. And they probably picked a food that they don't need in order for me to supply them with the food they need. But I would also prefer to have the grub, so I'm not panically raiding my opponent's rodents now. So play barn swallow first, and then yeah, it depends. I might pick the grub myself, Okay, so the opponent has spent all their food, which means that I just pick up the grub, that I can safely play my Wild-Throated Swift, and from now on we see to it that we can do some more fun stuff. So opponent has Robin and Osprey, which means that Black-Headed Gull should be hitting something every now and then, which seems fine, and one of our next 3 actions will be playing the White-Throated Swift. But it doesn't need to be now. So our bonus card would be interested in these birds actually, but I am not overly interested in these birds. I mean, there is the Osprey, which gives away free fish, which could actually mean that this could be a game for the Cormorant, but in general it's not the most impressive of birds. So I think I just draw random cards. Well, they are easily playable. Not. Yeah, let's tuck one of these. That's not too bad, actually. I can play it with the fish that I just stole. Magnificent. And as long as there are 2 free slots, I also get to draw extra cards. The setup is kind of neat. We have the card drawing power, which is in most games the key to unlocking more power. And we have a bird that can, however, not in the same habitat, not in the same action, convert the surplus cards into eggs. Which I'm going to play now in order to move forward on the round goal. So my opponent has 1 action left. With fish and wheat, they might be able to play 1 grassland bird. I hope that they are not able to play 2. With Savannah Sparrow and Crow, this could be possible. Okay, they did not. That's fine, so the round goal is ours. In order to make the next card draw action more fun, I will play the Greep first. So there's a Ruddy Duck and Tiny Forest Birds, however with swarm abilities, which can be kind of nice. Also, hello Nebulous Drive, thanks for the follow. And whoever advertises about chatbots, go home, I don't have the energy to kick off spammers at the moment. So there are birds with swarm abilities. I will need at least 1 forest bird, so the yellow-rumped warbler could indeed be an option. My opponent has 1 wheat, so I could actually pick up the food for the rumped warbler. So let's do that. I think I have enough card drawing power, so I don't need to pick up that Ruddy Duck. Look at these. Target card. I think I'm very far away from playing Golden Eagle. So I pick up the Magpie. I steal a wheat. I don't know if I want to keep the king rail. I mean, the advantage is it has fish and anything in the cost, so it's kind of easy to play with my opponent having an Osprey. But 3 food, 4 point birds is probably not what I'm looking for. I don't know if I'm looking for scaled quail. Maybe also not, but I don't care. White-backed woodpecker. If I was to develop a forest food supply as well, I might want to pick it up, but it's not the most important thing. So American coot is actually not bad. It's also a swarm bird. I could be collecting tons of swarm birds. This doesn't mean that I'm excited enough to pick up the pygmy nuthatch, also, although it says pygmy, but I'm not listening. So they took the food generating woodpecker. Hey, WizKid, thank you for the follow. Oh, we're at 119. We might crack the follower goal, which I called out to give away a magic booster when it happens, but it's probably not the right venue to do it in a Wingspan stream, but I would do it in the next magic stream, where all Wingspanners would also be welcome and try to win a magic booster, of course. So, I will need to lay eggs at some point in order to, for example, play that coot. Doesn't matter in this game where the eggs go. I don't want to spend food on this because I'm not swimming in food. So I will tuck the magpie because so far the opponent hasn't suggested to have a grasslands engine. And if this develops later on, then it also doesn't have that many end of round moments to trigger, so it's probably not that big of a problem. So at the moment it is not really necessary to play the forest birds. I think I will just go American coot to the wetlands and keep drawing cards. As long as I have one slot left in the wetlands, the Greeb will always draw an extra card, which is fine. So let's go for it. Opponent is doing card drawing, and did they stop giving away free fish? That's of course very offensive. And now they have got rid of their remaining food, which is a bit unfortunate. Also, it's not too terrible. I will draw cards still. So these don't really matter. Vox, Swift might matter. I mean, it's power level wise, it's as unimpressive as the nuthatch, but it costs only 1, so that might be a thing. I won't be playing that Shrike. Coated. Maybe. Shrike is too expensive. Mockingbird is interesting. And this one I cannot do. However, I mean, Mockingbird in the wetland would mean I could potentially get 2 food every time, but also cramming my 5th spot now would also mean that my Greeb wouldn't draw cards anymore, and I don't think that it's good. So I rather go for something like Quail and Mockingbird later in the grassland to be able to generate points in the late game. We have already 14 egg slots, and we should probably be laying eggs as the final means of scoring points, because playing big birds shouldn't be our strategy, because we are kind of low on food at the moment. Good thing is the opponent is as well. As long as they don't take any food, this won't change. And if they take food, we can use the black-headed gull in order to yummy around. So they laid eggs, another stalling action. I might do that as well. I think it's not the right time for Colted anymore. If we had kept the Magpie, that would have been a neat combo. Storing wheat on the Colted with a Magpie, being able to spend it later on. But I think this is not very targeted, so let's not do that for the moment. So finally, there's some motion in the bird feeder, which means we can go for food next action while drawing cards. Because I want to draw cards. Okay, these are not overly interesting. The golden eye could be interesting. This one is way too expensive, so first get rid of that. We don't want that either, so we also don't want that. Can get rid of that. And we want... oh, wheat is fine actually. So yeah, we'll want to get the Mockingbird down in the near future, definitely. Opponent has a berry, so I might just draw more cards. And get things going. Maybe we find something like an eagle or so, which would be a fun thing to play. So this is a bird I'm definitely not going to play this game. That bird I might play. Oh, white stork. It's a good one, I don't know if I need it. I won't need that one. Also won't need that one. I want that berry. Yes, I choose to keep this one. So we need a grub at some point. If my opponent doesn't supply one, I might play Vox Swift. Just a 4-point bird for me. Overpay with fish and wheat. And have fun. So second round goal is ours, that's fine. Third round has started, so we should get things going. I mean, we could also slam the Mockingbird right away. But also for this round goal, it might be sweet to have food in the supply, so maybe rather do that. There's a green woodpecker, which would count double for round goal number 4, but apart from that, it doesn't do much. And also, I think that I'm not really in contention from not really contending the 4th round goal. That's what I wanted to say. So opponent draws everything except for the green woodpecker, so they also deemed it unnecessary to double for round goal 4, which is perfectly understandable. I might splice this one somewhere. I mean, if I played this into the wetlands, I could have the certainty to always hit something with a black-headed gull. But I think I won't be drawing cards that often. I would rather pivot towards laying eggs in the near future. Still, that hummingbird might be useful, or it might not be. So my opponent seems to have the really, really brainy first action. Ooh, free fish. There's a robin, which would also be very, very interesting. Do they have grub? No, they don't have grub. Could I draw cards once more? I could. Do I want that? Maybe not. Yeah, the robin will definitely be fun, so let's take it. I will have enough berries. So now I need to start playing these evil bird bastards. This one for a fish, and then the mockingbird with slight overpayment, and then the robin. then we see what happens. So where is my mockingbird? There is it. That's fine. So let's do that. Let's do that. So I think we won't be playing Scaled Quail, but the Robin will definitely have an will get a job. I might check if I'm able to get the golden eye into play, because I will need one forest bird, and if I get this into play it will be 3 extra points, which will be kind of great. So they're playing Soldier of Fortune and going for bonus cards. This does mean that I cannot really do the Gold Knight thing without wasting tons of value, so just playing that Robin now. Yeah, I might play these 2 random forest birds, because they are 2 extra points for my bonus card each, and they can carry a total of 7 eggs, which might be important, because I have I can now lay 6 eggs with each activation. If I play 2 birds, that's 4 times. That's 24 eggs, and that's more than I can handle. So the round goal I cannot contend in any way, so let's first go for this. Maybe random hate pick. Oh no, it's the last action, we don't need to do that. Common Grackle, interesting. Now we might even want to play that. I'm not going to play this. So it's me first in the last round. There's a bunch of mediocre birds. Laying eggs at least 3 times makes this a 9-point bird, an 11-point bird. I think I should go for that. I will slam just a random bird into the forest for participation. Maybe I find something more brilliant than these 4 or 3 points dorks. We'll see. So how many cards do I have left in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One of which I might want to play. So I will have to copy the Robin at some point. On the first activation I can simply copy Swift again. And it all looks kind of interesting. Opponent has food and potential bonus card power. I don't have many bird points, but I will have eggs and also bonus card power. Interesting enough. Yes, it's full commitment on bonus cards. I hope that this doesn't backfire. So I won't be playing that white stork. It's not working. I'm not playing this one. So at the moment I'm still under the assumption that I'll just play the Warbler to the forest for participation, which means it's an impressive 7-point Warbler, because participating in the round goal is 4 points. Bonus card is 2 points, itself is 1 point. It doesn't cost an egg even, because I have ignored the forest so far. So, but first I can lay more eggs. I can also spend that berry for more egg. I won't be playing that golden eye. Might want to do this. I'm not playing this. Not playing this. So yeah, then it all falls into place perfectly with the amount of cards. So play the Warbler, and then I have 7 egg slots, which should work just fine. First a Grackle, 1 card left, Robin. Oh no, it's 1 card too few, so Robin, Swift will be the line, I think. But it still generates tons of points. More bonus card birds? More bonus card birds. Oh yeah. If this works, I will have a problem. But I also have a 12-point bird counter. But yeah, I hope that they don't have 4 12-point bonus cards. But I think this should not be possible with their board. I mean, the thing is, 4 bonus cards is one thing, but only 9 birds will be kind of difficult to fulfill. We'll see. So I don't have any food to spend, just cram this here. Tuck 1 card. Tuck 1 card. Doesn't matter. Copy that one. Don't need to give away free stuff, and do this. And yet, almost fit perfectly. Oh yeah, that was a nice game. I don't know if it will be enough to win. It totally depends on how lucky they got with bonus cards. But yeah, I'm fine. I'm bad on bird points. I'm equal on round goals. A bit ahead maybe because I think they skipped round goal 1, but it's only 1 point. I'm way ahead in terms of eggs and tucked cards. Food on birds we both don't have. So let's see. What this brings. So this will be the category that I'm sucking at. Very much. 22. Well, that's a lot actually. I will catch up on eggs. And I overtake on tucked cards. A lot actually. Ahead by 20 points, so that's quite enough satisfying. Okay, cool. That was a really fascinating game. So, this was the first game. This is a best of 3 match, which means there will be one more. I just need to handle some kind of paperwork and then this will continue.